All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Life Reawakened Show. So happy to have you all here. We are here with the beautiful Sharon Joseph. Sharon, say hello so everybody can see you.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Gretchen, I've missed you. It's an honor and it's so exciting to be here. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you here. You're such a dear, and if you guys haven't met Sharon or been around her work, I'm so excited for all of you because this is going to be a special call. She's an absolute sweetie. So looking forward to this. And I see you guys have hands raised already. So good on you. Sharon, we'll be talking one-on-one later in the call. So you can just hit the react button, raise your hand that way. And let's see who's here. We got Marion. Hey, Marion. We got Robbie from San Diego. Hello. We have Carrie from New Jersey. Is it cold there in New Jersey, Carrie? It's very cold here in Pennsylvania this morning. Actually, like having a winter here in PA. We haven't had winter it's been a while. So it's like cold. Like we have snow on the ground, and that's the longest we've had snow on the ground in a couple years.
Wow. Where are you?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
So,
We get winters all the time, but for the past 4 or 5 years, it's like snow here, snow there, and yeah.
oh, okay. Wow, that's nice. LA right now.
Yes.
I actually wanted to ask everybody if we can just hold a moment of just not only for LA, there are so many places that are suffering, but because I live here, when it hits home, it feels different, right? You really see what's happening. When you see things on the news or you hear about things, it doesn't grab you the same way, or it doesn't grab me the same way. I always send love and light to all these places that I hear about. But I just want to take a moment to pray and to send love and light to all these people that have been losing their homes and
Yeah.
animals. That's family. People have lost their lives. So I'm thankful that we're safe, us on the call. And I want to surround LA and all the other places that I'm not going to name, but we know all the other places in the world that need our love and our light. Thank you. Thank you for being here and doing this.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. Let's all just take a minute and do that. Yeah. Beautiful. What an interesting time we're stepping into this year. I think I said it on yesterday's call, and I'll say it again. It just feels this year, 2025, is landing differently from the start, from day one. It's going to be an interesting year, no doubt.
Put your seatbelts on because 25 is just starting. And I think I have a little whisper that the 25 to 27 is really transformational. We are moving. I'm not an astrologer, but astrology also speaks about how we are in the sign of Aquarius. And it doesn't mean what we used to think in the 60s, love and light and whatever. Unfortunately, we can bring that in us ourselves, but it feels like we're just Aquarius is an air sign, so we're going up in our the way that we open to understanding things, our DNA expanding, moving up in consciousness. So in order to move up, we need to break down the old structures, the old belief systems. That's why I thought it would be a good time to do this, to help ourselves to deconstruct, to understand that we do own our own physicality, and our consciousness is where everything happens.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Thank you for bringing that in. But before we really dive in, there's some people that don't know you, Sharon. So I do want to introduce you to them so they know who you are. It's been a while since Sharon's been on, and I'm absolutely thrilled for this call. She's one of my favorite people. We don't talk often, but when we do, it's like, oh, I'm so happy to talk to Sharon. So if you don't know her, Sharon Joseph has professionally coached people in their personal growth for close to 25 years. She's a channeler, a healer, a best-selling author, a medium, an animal communicator, a DNA artisan, and clairvoyant. Sharon is a mirror for others to explore and embrace who they are, supporting them as they step into their fullness of their being. Using her astute medical intuition, she can interpret the language of the body when it comes to ailments and energetic blocks. She gives down to earth tools on how to release these blocks and uses her fast and powerful healing ability to assist in healing. She also uses her clairvoyance, energy interpretation, and her gift as a medium to help one upgrade their awareness and their life. Sharon helps people uncover and focus on what they can accomplish in any area of their life, including personal growth, health, love, relationships, success, and career. Sharon achieved a bachelor's degree in computer science with a minor in business as well as a PhD in metaphysical science. She is an ordained minister, a citizen of the world. Sharon respects all paths to the one. Her passions include animals, laughing, dancing, travel, meditation, and connecting with like minded people. She is currently guiding people to release their old story on all levels and step into their joy and their true self. She does it by one on one sessions, classes, online, and in person, and she also conducts retreats around the world. And today, Sharon is talking about the DNA portal, sacred keys for divine evolution. And we're going to really be diving into accessing your body's hidden DNA switch so you can release old patterns and create your dream life. So, Sharon, officially, welcome to the call today.
Thank you. Thank you again. I'm thrilled to be here and be with you, Gretchen. It's such a treat. I love being with you and spending time. Like you said, we pick up like old friends, like time has not gone by at all.
Yes, totally, totally. And so I really want to start with that because I have sessions and with healers all the time. And you and I had a session like when you were first coming on the show. I don't even know how many years ago that was, 7 years ago, maybe something like that. And so you and I had a session, and I have sessions all the time, and I don't necessarily remember them. I remember the session I had with you. It was really a pivotal time for me. At that time, you were scanning my body and going through like different areas. And it was a wake up call because everything was out of whack at that point. Like every body system that you went through with me, it was like, okay, this needs help. It was really everything. And the main culprit of all of that was not taking care of myself and putting others before myself in every aspect, in personal, in work, in everything. And so it was definitely a very big wake up call for me. And before we started the call today, you and I were talking about that as well. So it's funny, that's how many years ago that's what was happening in my life. And now it feels like it's happening just in a much grander scheme for many of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I find that from a lot of clients and friends that we as women are, in our DNA that we are caretakers. It's a natural thing. And we do understand that we put everybody ahead of ourselves. So even if we do make a mental note, it takes us many years to really get that, to own that in our body and soul, right? So lately, a lot of women, especially, have been waking up to understanding that even though they knew this, that they are putting everybody ahead and they made a point at saying what they want, they still have not been living their true self, their true calling, their true being, because they we're the ones that always say, "Oh, I can handle that. I'll be," especially if you're in a relationship, "I'll be nice and I can handle my stuff. I will bridge the gap." And I could tell you that I am just as guilty as everybody. I always put myself as an example so I could really feel what I'm talking about. So I've been married for a long time, going on 30 years. So I know that even though before I got married, I said to my husband, I need to be free to be who I am, to do what I came here to do. Because I knew coming in as a kid, as a baby, that I came here to be in service. But even though I knew that, and even though I'm all the time communicating with non physicals, with my guides, with other people's guides and higher selves, Do you think that I really put myself first? No, of course not, because I know that a lot of this communities, healers and caretakers, we think, oh, let me take care of my parents, my husband, my wife, my partner, however, my kids. And then I could see if I have any time left, then I'll take care of myself. Uh,
And we have time left. You don't.
there is no time left. If you don't put yourself first, and I feel like these are just words. I don't know how to come across to really help you own that in your own soul and body. No matter if you think that you have aging parents that you need to take care of, you have siblings that you're helping that are less fortunate than you. Whoever is on the top of your list, pull them aside, because we as souls come here to live our truth. And our truth is not to take care of others. Maybe that's what I came here to be in service. So yes, on some level, but you cannot properly take care of anyone unless you take care of yourself first. And so what does that mean for you to take care of yourself? We're going to lead a little bit of a meditation to ask yourself questions. And if you want to grab a journal so you can write down after the meditation, it will help for you to remember what I want you to think about in a perfect world where there are no limitations for you, no money limitations, no time limitations, none. What would you like to be doing? What would you like to be? Not only doing, but being and doing. They're two different things, right? And then what kind of actions will support that? And if you are taking care of people, I know a lot of your community are taking care of aging people, of aging parents. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying do a little chart of timing and put yourself in every day. Give yourself the time that you need to get to what you'd like to be or do. That's what I'm asking for you, from you, for you.
It's
Yeah.
it, and I'm so glad you are because it is so important. And after we do the meditation, we'll discuss about how this reflects into your purpose and your DNA and how it's all structured. But one thing is interesting to me is we had that session 7 years ago. It took me until about 2 years ago to really get it. And for me personally, it took because my kids were finally empty nester. So that's one thing off my list, right? That I have to take care of. But just having that little bit of extra time change, I find the light bulb went on. Like now it's like non-negotiable. I get my walk every day. I eat well every day. Like all of these things. Like it, and it's still hard for me. So I hope we can talk about this. It's still hard for me to say it, to put myself first, no matter what, because it sounds so selfish. But there's still that, oh, I really shouldn't say that out loud because it really does sound so it's still obviously really wired in us, even though we know it.
Yes. And that's where we need to work on ourselves, because we also want to be the example for our kids to put themselves first, to understand that their value, their worthiness comes from them giving themselves that first.
Mm.
So I understand my son just had two little babies, one after the other. And I've been going to help with the babysitting and everything. And I love to travel. And so I am feeling a little bit like a caged animal. It took me a year because the first baby is 14, 13 months. So it took me a year to have the guts to say, listen, get a babysitter. I'll come visit. Just let me be.
Yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from. It is very hard for us, but I don't want to be going there. And as much as I adore these babies, thinking I want to be somewhere else right now. And
Yeah.
so when you come from the heart and you say to them, listen, you're most important for me. Our kids are the most important for us before our partner, our kids, because we're moms. I don't think it's the same for dads. Uh,
Yeah.
Just we're wired this way. But I want you to understand that I need to be fulfilled and happy for myself in order to be there for you. And I want you to do the same in your life. And so I'm going to be an example for you. Yeah.
Makes so much sense because then the other feelings come in. Then resentment can come in. Like when you're not standing up for yourself that time, then those kind of icky feelings come in that you don't want either. Like those harm a relationship more than anything. So it makes perfect sense.
Yes, and everything is tied to everything, right? So when we give up on our time with ourselves, with for our kids, then it's easier to give it up for other things as well. So guess
Mhm.
where we're at the end of the list,
Yeah,
which is not right.
totally. All right, let's do this meditation, guys. If you have pen and paper, or you can put it on your laptop, computer, whatever, however you're watching this, whatever's easiest. So I will let you take over.
All right. So let's take a few deep breaths. Take a breath in and sigh it out really loud. Again, another breath in and sigh it out. One more time. Another breath in and sigh it out. Okay, now visualize a cord maybe 2 to 3 inches from the bottom of your spine, from your coccyx area, all the way down to the center of the earth. If you're visual, you can visualize the crystal, feel how it goes through all the layers of the earth, and just bring it down. And this is you connecting to the earth, to Gaia, and grounding. Our first chakra, first center, is connecting to Gaia all the time. And it's important to make sure that we're grounded when we go up into the ethers. So now bring some energy of relaxation through the bottom of your feet, your toes, your ankles. Feel how your calves are relaxing and your knees going up your thighs. All the muscles are relaxing. If you need to, keep taking some deep breaths because the breath relaxes the nervous system. And bring in some more of this relaxing energy into the bottom of your body, your first and second chakra, going inside, relaxing all of the sexual organs, your kidneys in the back, your solar plexus, all relaxing inside, your digestion system relaxing, coming up into your lungs and your heart area. Relax all of it, all the muscles around your heart, the back, all your thoracic area in the back. Bring up this energy to your shoulders, relaxing your shoulders. Go down your arms to your elbows, all the way down through your fingers. Let that energy go out and come back up and move from your shoulders to your neck and inside your throat and up your face, and relax your jaw, relax your cheeks, relax your ears, your temples, your eyes, relax your forehead, and come into your head inside. Just bring that relaxation in. Relax all of your thoughts. Put a stop sign for your thoughts. Just relax everything, your scalp, and bring some energy from our sun, golden light energy through the top of your head, the crown chakra, all the way down through your body, and have these energies of Gaia, Earth, and solar, the sun, golden energy mix in your heart so we could balance out. And I would like you to go into a visualization of you as a hologram. A hologram is a six-dimensional version of yourself, or maybe you could just picture yourself outside the body, and you could either picture yourself as yourself, or you could just have a blue outline of yourself outside your body, just looking at it. And I want you to connect to that hologram inside. I want you to think, what is it? How do you see yourself, first of all? Think about it. Take a moment to just look through, see what your face looks like, what your clothes look like, if you have them. What are you wearing on your shoes? Your shoes are like, where are you when you visualize yourself? Could be across from you, it could be somewhere in your home, could be maybe somewhere by the beach or by a forest, wherever you want to visualize yourself. What do you feel like inside? Where are you in your life right now? Think to yourself. What do you think about your accomplishments? And let me tell you that it does not have to be anything grand. Whatever accomplishment, it could be swimming. Maybe you didn't swim before and now you are swimming. Anything is an accomplishment. How are you sharing your gifts? I want you to think about that right now. What are your relationships like? Are there places where you haven't been treating yourself well? If you're working, what are you doing for work? What are your finances like? An important question is, are you giving and receiving? If you had all the time in the world and money was no object, what is your sole purpose? Not only for you, but for all of humanity, for your family and friends. What would this look like in a holographic form? If there were unlimited potential and possibilities, what would that look like and feel like in your holographic form? See how your blueprint is already starting to change, getting brighter and more light. The light starts to spark at the highest part of yourself. What do you want to achieve on this planet at this time? Artist, transformation, change maker, light worker. See the unfolding and expanding into your hologram. What is important that supports your purpose and your highest achievements here? What do you look like now with this new identity? What do you dress like? What do you feel like? What does your service to the world look like now? What are you doing for abundance and prosperity now? Now that you're creating your new self. What do your relationships look like? What do they feel like? How are these relationships reciprocate to you? What beliefs do you need to adopt about yourself right now? Do you need to be kinder to yourself? Seeing yourself as worthy? See yourself as the gift that you are. Trust yourself. Trust the universe. Whatever it is, see it in your hologram. What gifts and capabilities do you want to adapt now to achieve what you came here to do? The highest consciousness living as your soul blueprint light. Call on those gifts and abilities in now and see them unfolding and expanding into your hologram. What behavior do you need to adopt? Who do you get to be now in your everyday life? What is the attitude you get to have every day you wake up? Who are you every day in every moment, living your light and love to its fullest? Seeing from this new place, you can see how easily love flows in and out, and prosperity flows in and out of your body. See all these new opportunities opening up from this frequency. You don't have to see it as clearly. You can just feel that something is coming, or you could see some light moving in, or you could see opening in your holographic vision. When you're ready, come back out and jot down in your journal what it is that you've imagined. And feel free to go back to this recording and just go into it and take all the time you need. Pause it every time there's a question so you can take all the time you need to visualize and to create what you want to be and to do as your original or intended soul blueprint. You can create yourself anew each moment of every day. We have the free will to do that. Even if you came here to do one thing, but you don't want to at this point, you're free to create and be and do what you do want. But follow your inner excitement. That is your compass. What excites you, what expands you, is what you want to do and be and follow. For your life to unfold in a way that you deserve and in a way that you bring your light. We are all connected, we're all one. Each of us has this responsibility to truly be fully who we can be. And if you bring it down to your kids, your partner, whoever it is, your parents, you still have responsibility to be who you are truly meant to be or want to be. Not acting from what you ought to be or what you should do, but from what you want to, with all of your excitement and all the love that you can master for yourself. Trust that you are on the right path, that life unfolds in the right way for you, in the right timing. There's divine timing for everything. Be kind and loving to yourself and come out when you're ready.
Oh, I'd love to know how you guys are doing. That was really interesting for me. Everything that kept coming up, like I wasn't getting specifics, but everything that came up was untethered. Like I was in a field is where I was, and there's like just grass everywhere, and I was taking myself like down to the stream, going down that way, but there was no house, there was nothing. It was just all untethered. I'm in a skirt and boots. I never wear a skirt, but I was in a skirt. And just like skipping and just very light. And it just was all the word that just kept coming was untethered. So that was very interesting.
Very interesting. And I was going faster than I wanted to go because I know we're limited in time. But I do invite all of us, including me, I'm doing whatever I give you, I do as well, to go back and ask ourselves these questions until we are clear. Of course, we're not always clear. And untethered is, it could be many things. It could be right in this moment, you're not tethered to who you are. Or maybe you untether to the environment, or there are many things that come
Yeah,
from this. And I do feel, if should I say what I feel with you?
sure.
I feel that you're untethered to more of who you are, in terms of you can expand on this that you are. I know
Mm,
from working with you that many years ago that you're so much more tethered than you were back then. Back
yeah,
then, some
all over the place.
maybe in many fields, not in one field. And of course, there's no judgment, only love.
Course, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
I like that. Yeah, and I think having more time to go through it, I like it both ways. It's nice because your head can't get in the way, right? When you go through it quickly, you can't be like, "Oh, is that the message?" Oh, you know what I mean? So I
yeah.
get that, but it would be fun to go back through and take a little more time. So, how are you guys doing? I would love to hear. I see Carrie said felt so strong. Pontus says thank you, love and light. How are you guys doing? And we're going to talk one-on-one with people so you can dive into this more if you want to. But first, before we do that, Sharon, I would love to know, okay, so a lot of you may have had this vision now of this you, right? So what gets in the way? There's the DNA piece that I would love to dive into. And like, how does that get in the way or stop us or show up or prevent that from us fully stepping into that?
So there's so much I could say about DNA, but I want to tell you, answer your question. I feel that the answer to that is that we have these old belief systems, conditioning that we've come up, ancestral lineage, of course, that our moms were caretakers mostly, and et cetera, going back. So it's embedded in our DNA. Our first and second levels, layers of DNA are about, especially the second one, is about what we get coming in from ancestry, from our old, our, the way we lived before. And it's hard to wrap our head around it, that everything is at the same time, there's only now. And yet we do have the traumas from other parallel lives or past lives. I would just answer, the simplest way to answer your question is by saying that the structures that we have, it's usually our belief systems are encoded in our DNA through sacred geometry and through light. And so the way to change that, all these, whatever it is that we believe, let's say that we need to put everybody ahead of us, we need to go in and restructure it. And I will just say that Dr. Bruce Lipton was one of the first scientific proofs that the DNA is not only physical, it's not only in our genetics. A lot of it is non physical. The way my guides explain to me is that there is a, let's say, genetic code, part of it is physical and part of it is non physical. But only in 2012, the scientific community started bringing proof that we used to think that two of the first strands are real and the rest is junk. Only in
Mhm.
2012, they started understanding there's so much more that we don't know scientifically. We as
Mm.
a community know more, but we're privileged that way. But so back to your, to answer your question, it's all encoded in our DNA from structures, our beliefs, and that's why I gave that page of the belief systems. Our belief systems that we have from whatever conditioning, from our ancestors, from our experiences, are in our DNA through geometrical structures and light codes. And so this is how it gets put out in us physically. But we could change that.
Okay.
That's epigenetics. We could change that by changing our belief system, by changing our thoughts. The thoughts influence our actions. So it all connects. We
Makes
have
sense.
to be aligned, tethered. I love that word. Thank you. we have to be tethered between our beliefs, our thoughts, our actions, and our emotions. That is very important. You know, as a medical intuitive, I will tell you that I find that most of our problems in our bodies are stemming from old emotions. So, traumas, that's emotional.
Yeah.
So, all of these, the emotions, the thoughts, the belief systems, and the actions all have to be aligned in order for us to go forward.
Okay. And so my follow-up question is, do you have to know those belief systems? Because I think a lot of times we have belief systems that we have we don't even know they're running.
That's true. So I have a way to find out. One of the things is if you have repetitive patterns, let's say you always have people in your life that disappoint you, or you always have the outside is a mirror to the inside. Okay, we know that. So let's say that, like, I have a business client that someone always steals from them, right? So we need to go inwards and think, okay, what is it in me that attracts these people that are not trustworthy, that are not in integrity? Where am I not in integrity with myself? Right?
Mhm.
And then we could go back, and if we're stuck in our life in something, then we need to dig and ask questions like, why do I always do this? What does it give me? How do I feel about it? How do I want to change it? And then if we could go back to the original place where we decided to act in this way, then we can really change it,
Got it.
you know?
That,
But it doesn't have to be that we need that is good for addictions, for example. We need to see where we decided that we need to lean on something. But for things that we want to change in our lives about ourselves that are not as like addiction, something easier, we could just decide to choose what we want. And every time we make that choice, we let go of whatever was in the past. Remember that we have a choice every moment and every day, and that creates our reality, our choices. So that is the easiest way to change.
let's see it in action because I would love for you to talk to with some people so we can really get clear on how the whole process works and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Over that. All right. If you guys want to raise your, I see hands, a lot of hands raised, but just in case your hand isn't raised and you want to raise it, hit the react button and raise your hand that way, or hit the more button and raise your hand that way. Also, if you have questions about a reading or anything like that, but just about what we're discussing, please type those in the chat too, and we'll make sure that we address those. Andrea is first in line.
Hello, Freddie.
Hi,
Hello.
Andrea. I love that. What would you call it? The thing on your,
Mm, Yes, it's an oracle picture.
it's beautiful.
Thank you, Freddie.
So I'm going to take myself off so I could close my eyes and focus on you, but please go ahead and ask me anything that you'd like me to look at.
But I'm just would like to see if you can see any family patterns that has been limited myself.
Did you say family?
Yes.
Okay, hold on a moment. I do see a male, but interestingly enough, let me just make sure. It's interesting because I see him on the feminine side. So could it be your paternal grandfather? Let me just see. Hold on a moment. I do see that a lot of beliefs have been installed or conditioned you about money tied in with being a good person and not to ask for too much, not to be too much. Do you relate?
Yes, Freddie.
Yeah. So I am seeing a male, and does it make sense that it would be your paternal grandfather, or it could,
Yes, I think it would be my grandfather.
yeah. So of course that was his belief system, but he instilled it very strongly in you and your whole family feels like. But what I want to say is, okay, how can we change that? Let me just ask your higher self, what would be the best thing for you? Okay, I'm going to work on you energetically to release that, but that comes hand in hand with you working on yourself by a few things. One is I want you to do some affirmations. You know that some people don't believe in affirmations, but our subconscious, it's very deeply in your subconscious, okay? That's how your conditioning. And we act 96% of the time from our subconscious. So I'm energetically going to clear that, but you still have to instill a new neuron pathway. The more times you will say this affirmation, one or two of them that they'll give me, the more you'll create a new kind of record in your subconscious that your subconscious will go there whenever you act in your life. So
Okay.
me give you one or two affirmations. One is, I am safe and free to
And
create anything I want to. And the other one is, I bring in abundance by loving myself deeper and deeper now.
so,
Okay? Because it's important that you don't send it to the future. Everything is in this now moment, okay?
okay, sorry.
Okay, and let me just do the clearing for a second. Hold on. Yeah, you brought that into this life to release it. And so you had I see another, at least one or two lifetimes where you were in poverty very badly and where your grandfather was the one to put you there, actually.
Okay.
So let's just send the soul of your grandfather and your soul harmony and love and gratitude for helping you come into loving yourself deeper and knowing that you are the God that you are, that you could manifest and create anything you want to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Judy.
By the way, Andrea, you're very powerful. You have gifts that are very strong in you. So please have the courage to listen to your inner self and to really trust your intuition. Okay?
I love it. Thank you so much, Judy.
Thank you.
I
Much
really appreciate it.
sure.
Thanks, Andrea. Thanks for being here.
Thank
You're welcome. You're welcome. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Next in line is Robin.
Hello. Thanks, Gretchen. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Robin.
So I'm experiencing a lot of health issues at the moment since last year, and I start thinking I'm getting over one thing, and then something else comes up, and I just can't seem to win. It's just things are just getting worse every day, and I've. It's just the last couple of years that this has been happening. I just thought maybe you could help me in some way.
Sure. Sometimes when I channel, my throat has to clear.
Okay.
Clearing for people. Your body is taking me to your left side where your breast and lung and heart. So let me just go inside to see what's calling me. Interestingly enough, the first thing that your heart is showing me is that it's just out there. Your heart is just out there. Have you been hurt a lot?
Not a lot, a couple of times, but nothing over the top. Okay.
Let me just go deeper. Okay, there's some toxicity in your body. Please test for metal toxicity. I feel that there is. And
I have done that once before, actually.
okay, how long ago?
And a year ago, a year and a half, they just found that I had a high levels of nickel, but there was nothing else that they found.
Okay, and do it again because there is some
Okay.
toxicity in your body.
Okay.
I want to check to see if there's anything in your digestion tract that affects it.
Okay.
You could have some mercury too.
Okay.
Let me just see your digestion. It does feel like you're reacting to something in your digestion. I'm not seeing like an overload of bacteria or anything like that, but
Okay.
you are reacting to something. So let me just see what it could be. How are you with flour and gluten?
Oh yeah, I actually haven't had I'm not a celiac, but I haven't had gluten for a couple of years. I don't eat sugar. I don't have gluten.
Okay, well,
I try my best to be as healthy as I can.
you could introduce a little bit of gluten because you do want to be balanced.
I've got an underactive thyroid and I've got Hashimoto's as well, and gluten's really bad for that.
Okay.
Also, last year I was diagnosed with severe osteoporosis, and ever since then, it's just from then, it's just been going downhill for me. Just a lot of new things seem to just be appearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to wrap your head around something in your head, but your body is in your consciousness, right?
Yes.
Okay. But I want you to really get it because I want you to reprogram your body. So however you can visualize it or feel it in your body, fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Mm.
I want you to imagine how your body, your osteoporosis, all of your bones are, and I'm visualizing it as I'm telling you. And if you're not a visual person,
I can visualize a lot of things.
okay, so visualize
Yes.
how your bones are getting stronger and more dense, and do that every day before you go to sleep or first thing in the morning, whatever is comfortable. Before you go to sleep is good because then when you're outside, the body can work on itself. So visualize that. You can even visualize your thyroid working. However, whatever it is that you are having trouble with, start visualizing it working. Like the holographic that I gave you, you could do that on a holograph of you and then bring it into your body.
Okay.
Whatever you find most believable or easiest to assimilate into your body, I want you to do that because the visual that you give your subconscious, it
Yes.
send all the signals to all the hormones and all the bioelectrical mechanism in your body to do that. We can do anything. And I'm not just saying that, I'm talking from experience because I've had cancer and I've had
Okay.
a lot of things, joint problems. I have nothing right now because it keeps coming up for me, but I know how my body is. I program it, and you can program your body.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thanks so much.
I don't have the time to go into the emotional, but I'm sure there's an emotional factor.
Yeah.
You can dig in. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
It's amazing how many things can affect everything.
Absolutely. Everything is connected.
Yes.
And everyone is connected. So we could be mirroring someone close to us as well.
Oh, yes. Robbie, you had a couple questions here, so you are up next. Hi, Robbie.
Hi. Some of what you were saying before is appropriate. I also have osteoporosis, which is in part because I was taking protein pump inhibitors because of all my stomach and GERD problems. And I just can't seem to get past the stomach issues.
Okay. What was the issue that you said with your stomach?
I do have osteoporosis, but it's in part because of the drugs they were giving me to stop the acid in my stomach, because I have a hiatal hernia and GERD.
Right. Yes. I did see the hiatal hernia as you were speaking.
Mhm.
I'm going to work on you energetically and I will ask your higher self. Are you still on those drugs?
No, I quit them.
Okay, for all of you guys that are listening, I don't want to put down the allopathic medicine because it saves us many times. But I do want to say please don't give the power away to drugs, because we can work on our bodies. And sorry, Robbie, just for a second, I'm gonna work on you. We can work on our bodies in our consciousness, and we can have supplements that are supporting our body, not medicine that, not always, but many times has side effects that are not the best for us. Okay, having said that, I'm glad you're not on it. So I'm going into your stomach right now. I see the hernia, it acts up occasionally. Robbie, stay away from stress. Can you do that?
I'll try. I don't know. I just don't feel well lately. I have a hard time getting up in the mornings. And actually, it's my health that stresses me out.
But your health is a reaction to emotional, it's a catch-22, I guess. It's like a Russian roulette kind of thing. But let me just work on you for a moment, and then I'll come and tell you more.
Okay.
First thing I want you to do is, do you have a visual of the hiatus hernia?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to send it love and visualize how smooth it is, because I see it and I see that it's like a wound, right? I want you to heal that wound in your mind and
Okay.
make it smooth. And I want you to neutralize the acid going down into your body. Right now, it all looks yellow. So I guess you have some bile right now digesting. You are paying attention to what you put in, that there's not a lot of acid in it, right? Okay. Do drink water with lemon, because even though lemon looks acidic, when it goes in, it's alkaline. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I'm just working on you for another moment. And if I have any other messages, I'll come up and tell you. Okay.
Okay.
Are you visual?
I think so.
Okay. And or feel whatever your strongest thing is, but visualize, if you can, that you're coating your stomach inside with white light that makes it, the white light or light in general has its own intelligence. It knows what to do. But I want the intention of you bringing it in is to smooth the inside and make it alkaline. Okay. And I want you to visualize something else. I want you to visualize a clock. And to the right of the clock, it's alkaline, and to the left is acidic. And I want, or you can visualize like a temperature gauge, okay? So let's say alkaline is, I forgot the amount, let's say it's 7.8 or something. So you visualize that it's above that because it's alkaline.
Okay.
Whichever one of the clocks is easier for you to visualize and believe, do that.
Okay.
That will help you bring your body's alkaline gauge up.
Okay, great.
Okay, Robbie, good luck. And
thank you.
I feel like I want to tell you to love yourself deeper and deeper, because it's not there as much as it could be. And none of us love ourselves as much as we could. But for you, I feel like I want to tell you to really love yourself, love your body, thank your body for carrying you, and thank it for healing nicely now. Thank you, Robbie.
Robbie, how did that resonate with you?
I'm just amazingly right on. I just, every part of that made so much sense to me, and especially the last about loving myself. So,
yeah, good.
Thank you.
For being. All right, we'll talk to one more, and then we'll talk about the program, and then come back to a couple more callers. So next in line is Michelle. Michelle, you unmute, Michelle.
Hi, how are you guys?
Great, how are you, Michelle?
Oh, this is so special and wonderful to be here with you. Thank you for having us.
Aww.
Welcome.
I was very curious. For years, I've been wanting to step back out into my entrepreneur side of my life. I'm so passionate about my art stuff, but I always love any way I can be of light to other people. And they're my two favorite things. We were in an automobile accident about 1.5 years ago. And so I have brain damage now. And I see that it's like, I have so many blocks like holding me back for just the natural of the healing ways that I've been doing just through the years of healing. But I feel like I'm so close to doing the things I really want to do and getting back into that. But with the memory issues, I have to write notes for every single thing. I mean, down to every literal, like shower, everything. And I just feel like maybe there's some way that I could work on healing the brain, my brain more and stuff that I'm healing that is holding me back, or if it's genuinely just my own self still. It's probably a bit of both, obviously, but
So your guides were talking to me while you were talking, or yourself too. You're perfect the way you are, and all that you've encountered, this accident and all this experience, is actually a gift from your higher self for you to let go of the logical mind and just act from your feelings and from the inside. And you are getting messages all the time, so you don't have to remember. You just have to trust that you're in the right time, in the right place, and you're a vessel of healing regardless of whether you do it or not. Just by being in that frequency of who you are and accepting yourself where you're at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, you are all facilitating for the people that will come to you to be accepting and loving of themselves where they are. And that's the most important thing we all can do. So know that you don't need the memory for that. You just need to be in your heart, to be who you are, because you're a loving, very loving person and very giving person.
Oh, you melt my heart, Sharon.
Yeah, absolutely. You're perfect just the way you are.
Yeah, I have to tell you, and for everyone else to hear, that years ago, when I was really like trying to work through my healing stages, and we had got to have a session, and I had my daughter, my husband, myself, and my mother, and we were all in a lot of hurtful places, and we all did one with you years ago, and you have changed all of our lives. And the stuff that you did from the medical release for my daughter, but my mom's emotion, every single thing has uplifted their lives and healed their lives in such magical ways. And then we all get to heal even more and more. And we've had such progressive, and we talk about it all the time because you've literally changed and healed and helped us in so many ways we could never just even know that was possible. So I just hope every single person gets to have that time with you in their journey.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. I'm so emotional right now because I really feel like everything you said is exactly how I feel. I just don't, I used to be out in the coffee shops working and inspiring people every day. And then I've just been so removed from all of it. And I still feel that is exactly who I am. But I just feel like I was holding myself back massively.
First of all, let me tell you that you moved me to tears, really moved me to tears. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, we are so beyond grateful, and we can't wait to do even more work with you. But I just want everyone to know you genuinely have healed, and see my mother actually feel the way she does in my lifetime was the best gift. Like that, we've been at least seen some of that in her too. So I'm okay. I'll stop talking. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Thank you. I just want to say that, just reiterate what I said. You have been keeping yourself because you're going through this brain wrap.
Yeah.
But
For
it's
sure.
all perfect. We are not victims.
Yeah. Oh no.
When we have accidents, it's a wake-up call.
Yeah.
And
yeah, very much.
For you, it was a shake-up. Like, you're just perfect. You are in the frequency of you is what helps people. So don't worry about anything else. It takes care of itself.
Yeah, I thank you so much. It's wild because my daughter and I were in the car and in the accident, and the girl who hit us has passed, and we've had so much healing and a lot of heartache, but we are both so connected with just all these different things, and we've actually had such a connection but we've had so much healing because of the accident we were in. But it's just also heartbreaking also because of what we experienced. But I felt like some of the gifts that you just had placed inside of us with getting to know more of our genuine selves and aligning, like, really did help us through our entire process with all of it too.
Yes. And I also feel like your art is also a gift. And I feel that through your art, you could do a lot of expansion and healing as well. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah, putting the love. I thank you. I'm sorry I kept you so long. I really just sent all of my love to you and
Thank you.
to everybody, to everybody, and when you started this, also with everyone going through all the fires and the health and stuff. We'll just hold lots of space for everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Much love to you and your family.
Thank you guys for everything.
Michelle, you are just a ray of sunshine. You really
Oh, you're so sweet.
energy of this call up. So really step into that. You really are a sweetie. So thank you for being here,
Thank
Michelle.
you. Okay, I'm so sorry I kept you long. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh,
love that.
I love that too. I'm going to take a few moments to answer some of the after we're done
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
because people are writing so nicely. Can't scroll up too much, but
I did see these questions over here. Sylvie's asking about how to get unstuck and move on and live in joyful abundance. A lot of trauma and pain from fibromyalgia.
oh, yeah, that's the thing. The short of it is to really go down deep to bare essentials of loving yourself. Now, fibromyalgia is an autoimmune. So, autoimmune is our bodies attacking ourselves. And that says to me that there's a disconnect between you loving yourself, Sylvie. There's a disconnect between you really allowing yourself to be who you are and loving yourself the way you deserve to be loving to yourself. I understand that it's hard with fibromyalgia to move through the day. But again, I want you to create yourself anew. I want you to think about if you didn't have, let's say you don't have it, imagine yourself what you'd be doing, how would you be acting, how would you feel? Free, right? You'd feel free because you'd know what it's like when the body is free to do and be and feel what you want. And just keep envisioning that, because that envisioning, or if you're a feeling, I didn't check into you, if you feel, just feel that freedom and feel that the frequency is what gets you into that, right? So let's say because you have fibromyalgia, you're not free to be in your body, to feel good and to do what you want to do. You're limited. So I want you to envision and feel free, the frequency of freedom. Just hone into that frequency and act in that way as if it is there. And if you keep doing that for, I would say, at least a couple of months, okay? Visualize or feel it every day, as many times a day as you can. That will tell your subconscious to change everything. That will give the message to your body how to act. And everything can be healed right now, but it takes us, because we're in the physical and it's denser, it takes us a little bit. So don't think in terms of I will heal. Think about I'm healed now. I love my body. My body serves me well. Okay. And I love myself and I feel free to do what I want when I want to do it. Okay. Nice. I hope that helps, Sylvie. If you have more questions, let me know.
Yeah. Nice. Very good. And when I ask people, when I call your name is when you can unmute. So you won't see the unmute button until then, just to clarify that. And so let's talk about the program and then we'll come back and we can unmute you after that. But I'm going to share my screen. Let's talk about if people have questions about the program too, you can do that, ask that when you talk to Sharon. But it's the DNA portal, Sacred Keys for Divine Evolution. Access your body's hidden DNA switch to release old patterns and create your dream life. So you guys can read through the stories of people that have worked with Sharon. We just heard from Michelle, and her story. So we had a direct story there with a caller. So I love that. But I want to go down here to what it really is included. And look, I told Sharon, look, your hair looks so pretty because this is how I know Sharon with blonde. And she said, that's the one thing I can always change. I
All the time.
I love that. All right. So just to let you guys know, right now the offer is $297. That includes a limited time bonus of 3 weeks of easing and healing energy transmission. So we'll talk about that, but that's available this week. Okay, so where are we? Sharon. So we have a couple MP3s here. So the first one is the DNA resonance activation. So can you tell a little bit about what this is?
Sure. So this is very calming music. And while the music plays, I actually have put all of us that go into this portal into a container, and I worked on the Kundalini energy so that it opens up, it moves through your body. And the more we open up the DNA, the more we open more of our ranks of DNA, the more our gifts come online. And I know that most of you in this community are healers and you want to be in service, and you are in service somehow. So this will just amplify that.
Nice.
And it feels really relaxing and very loving. It's love from me to you and from your guides, because I invite your guides and your higher selves to be with you too.
Oh, love it. All right. The next MP3 is genetic reset protocol.
Okay, so let me just remember for a minute. I'm blank.
See my screen? So it says activate positive genetic patterns while releasing those that do not serve you.
Can we go to the next one? Because I think, okay. So in this, and I'll remember that in a minute. I don't know why I'm blanking out on that one. This one, cellular memory release, is actually a journey that I take you on to release traumas and any heavy emotions that we carry. We release those on this journey. If we have fears, if we have pain, emotional pain, if we have any kind of lower emotional scale like jealousy or anything that is in our energetic body that we don't want to hold on to, that doesn't serve us, we release on this cellular memory release. Okay, let's go to the next one.
DNA blueprint activation.
Okay, so this is once you release all the baggage, and it's practically the baggage in that other one, the item 3, this one is aligning you to new trajectory. And I want to say something about that. We change timelines many times a second. We do it all the time. But we do it without really consciously knowing about it. In this one, I want you to really be consciously creating the next timeline that you want to go into. And I want you to create you who you want to be.
And so the second one is how to switch genes on and off.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. I'm so weird. I just blanked out completely. Okay. So in this one, it's a meditation. I think there are 2 meditations in this one. There are 2 meditations. One is visualizing your own DNA and where you see that you need to work on it. And if you're not visual, look at a Google diagram of the DNA beforehand and feel into it. If you feel that it's not whole, you could patch it up. If you feel that you need to add ranks to it, you do it. And it's just really programming your DNA, resetting your DNA.
And then you have a PDF, which you talked about earlier about the belief reprogramming.
That's very important because our DNA is programmed through our beliefs, right? And it's programmed through sacred geometry and light codes to see patterns of belief that you might not be aware of. Like maybe you have things that happen all the time over and over again, but you don't add one and one, so you don't know. But when you go through this list, and I gave you a couple of ways to do this, you could do it with a pendulum that will tell you, test yourself for yes, no, or neutral. Or if you work with pendulum, it's easy. And if not, then you could do muscle testing. So you put one, you make these, and you ask your body, because your body knows best, right? Ask your body, is this true? If it's true, it can open. If it's not, then it will not open. And you do that with the belief system, with the list of that I gave you, the main beliefs that really affect our lives.
Perfect. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. And then you also have a session, a 30-minute one-on-one session with Sharon. So what happens during these sessions, Sharon?
So during the session, you either bring what bothers you to the table, like these people that were asking me questions, or I could scan you and tell you what I see that you might want to focus on to get yourself to a better place. And I'm not saying you're not good as you are. I'm saying that we're all evolving souls. So my job is to help you evolve. That's my passion. That's what I help with.
And then there's a bonus reset ceremony. So this happens on the 27th. What is this live session?
I like to tune into the group when I do this, but what I wanted to do is just educate more and answer questions if there are any, and just do this a reset to empower you to go forth to be who you want to be. However, by DNA resetting, by all the new things that you want for you going forward, I want to help you get there.
And I love that it's right at the beginning of the year. So very cool. All right. And like I said, guys, there is a limited time bonus for this week. It's 3 weeks of easing and healing energy transmissions. So you send these easing and healing transmissions each week, right? For 3 weeks.
I do it energetically. So I have the name of the person and I do it like each morning. I get the list and I go one by one and I send you the energetic upgrade.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. So there you have it, guys. Right now it's $297, and that does include a 30-minute one-on-one session with Sharon. So that is what you have. And you have this week to grab that limited time bonus. All right. Let me stop sharing. Thank you. Thank you. This looks like a fabulous program. The session alone is worth the investment of everything else. So
Sure. I do charge quite a bit because I work fast and I change things with people. So I think that it is a good price.
yeah, totally. All right. Anne, let me find you. You were up next, unless you left, which I think you did.
Oh,
So we not there. Okay. So then we'll just take our next caller in line, who is Maureen.
hi, Maureen.
Hi, Maureen. We can't hear you, but I can hear you moving around.
Here,
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Okay. Sorry, I've got a cold.
Oh.
Anyway, I was just saying that I was excited that I get to talk to you, Sharon. I think we had a session maybe a couple of years ago. So lots going on with me for quite a long time. So I'm, I guess, just leaving it open to you as to what that I can maybe focus on, or yeah, I guess that would be it.
The first image I'm getting is that you want to jump out of your body. Like I would interpret it as you want to be like very out there in terms of who you are. You don't want to keep yourself small anymore. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So let's see how to help you. I'm going to ask your higher self what they recommend. Sorry. I'm very empathic. So whatever you have, I have at this moment.
Sorry.
Okay. No problem. So it's the most basic thing. They said to trust yourself. How do you get to trust yourself? That's the question. Is that a good question for you?
Oh, that is a good question. Aren't they all good questions?
Feel free to, if you have a more pressing question, go ahead and ask.
It's like I said, things have just been going on for so many years. Health issues have been more of, again, the last couple of years. I'm just, maybe that's why I'm getting that jumping. Like I need to do. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. You're being weighed down. That's why I saw you wanting to come out, because you're being weighed down by all of this that's happening in your life. But what you're required of yourself to do, because there's nobody outside of you, what your higher self is saying is you have to start living from a place of your highest knowing. And at this point, your highest knowing is not in function because you're so weighed down by your body and by everything that's happening. You're focused on that. But focus should be on who you really are, which is a very free, powerful being. I'm seeing you writing. Are you writing something?
Literally, I'm just writing down what you said.
What do? Are you working? Do you do?
No, I teach yoga, but that's very few and far between these days, and just mostly been focusing on my health the last while.
So that's what they're saying. They're saying, don't focus on your health. Focus on what you love. Yoga is one of the things that you like.
Okay.
Maybe. I know it's hard to put the not feeling well aside and doing what you want to do, but you know how when someone is afraid of something, we tell them do it with your fear. I'm asking you if you could do it with your not feeling well. Can you just, because what happens is the more focus you give to not feeling well, the more, of course, there's no judgment. I understand it's really hard to not focus on what weighs you down, which is the body for you. So, what I want to say is, how can you do yoga? I'm actually seeing you writing something. So, maybe there's a book in the future or something, or journal in the future where you put your excitement and your expansion into that, because if you can bring your focus to something that you love that makes you excitement instead of something that keeps you stuck in this not feeling well, then wherever your focus is, that's where the life will go. The focus is like an arrow to the energy. Energy is neutral in the world. So if we want to accomplish something or manifest something, we need to focus on it. All of us know, but I'm just reminding us. So if you could either go back to yoga or find something that will get you up in the morning excited, that thing in the heart that you can't wait to do, even if it hurts you to move, or I'm just going to look at the body for a moment to see what's the most way down part. So you have a lot of digestion issues.
Yeah, I've been trying to work that out.
Yeah. Okay. In the way that my guides taught me, digestion is how you digest life. So you can see that even if you did have problems, I'm not going to go through your history and everything because we could do that in a session, but because of time concerns. But even if you are not delicate but fine person where sensitive, it was harder for you to do things, to accept life, to accept different things. And so the more now that the body weighs you down, then your digestion is even worse because you can't digest all of that. It's hard for you to go on and to just flow through life. So I want you to bring water, imagine water into your body because that will give you flow.
Okay.
If you have a place where you can go, I don't know where you live, but if you have a place where you could go and swim or dip into a pool, it will help to take off that layer of harshness. It's like you have resistance to life. And I think that all sensitives do in some way, but you want to help your body accept not only your body, but yourself, your emotional self, to accept and flow and create a life where you will love. You could do that. We are creator beings. We're part of God, Goddess, all that is. We have everything that the one has. We just have to remember that and use it. So please use it. You're powerful when you remember that. Does that make sense, Maureen?
It does make sense. It's been quite a journey, and I'm trying not, when you get diagnosed with something and you go through that whole thing, it's just different this time around. And I ended up not telling a lot of people what's actually going on, just because I knew how they would be. And I was trying not to focus on it and taking a different path to heal this time around. So it's hard to deal with people now, ones that do know, because of course they want things, think I should do things a certain way. And
Right.
yeah.
So this is what I suggest. I want you to visualize taking the reins into your hand, take your power back, and move to a timeline where nobody is into your business. It's you creating your life the way you want to, and everybody's supporting you in that.
Right.
Okay, that's your intention, and that's what you're creating. We create just by our thoughts, but we forget that when we're here on earth.
Yep.
So I'm reminding you of that, and I ask you to use it, please, for yourself.
Okay. Thank you for all the reminders and your time.
And you can do anything, you know that, right?
Yes. Just, yeah, the reminders.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you.
You got this, Martin. Thanks for being here.
Take care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Okay, we have time for one more, and that is Deborah. You are next in line, Deborah.
Hi, Deborah. You're
Huh?
so beautiful.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
You're welcome.
I loved the meditation. It was so beautiful. And I have been dealing with, I hate to say it, that stuckness or hiding. It's been a long time since I've really stepped out into who I am. There's just been so much that's overwhelmed me. And I've always had a lot going on in my life, so that isn't different. But there's just been so much overwhelm that I have really just went back in. I'm not using my gifts. I'm not using my creativity. I'm just pretty darn stagnant. And I have this one quick other part. There's this bloating that I've had in my abdomen, right below the belly button in that area for a while, quite a couple of years now. And I always had a flat tummy. So even though I have hips or whatever, that's annoying as heck, but this tummy thing is really irritating. So if you could help me take a look in there.
Yes. Okay, and that's about your power.
Yes.
Your body is bringing your attention to your power. That's where it is. So it bloats your stomach because you're not in your power, and it keeps telling you, look here.
Yes. And I have been looking, but not listening. Yes.
Don't just look. Act. Okay, I understand about feeling that you want to be small and being stuck to take any steps forward. So I'm going to give you homework. Okay, write to me a plan of your baby steps. Okay, so I want you to use that meditation that I did before to visualize again where you see yourself, providing there are no limitations. And I want you to think about how you can take a little tiny baby steps towards that. And if you want to send it to me, you're more than welcome to, so that someone, or if you have a good friend that can hold your hand and make sure that you do it every step of the way.
Okay.
Okay? Because I feel like once you start making 2 steps, you will be good to go. It's just opening that door. So let's visualize for a second. And I don't know if you're going to get this package, but if you do, there's a meditation there to align yourself with a new timeline. So after you put down all the things that weigh you down, which you know what they are, I want you to visualize yourself opening the door to this new timeline. And I want you to visualize everything you saw in this meditation, where if there were no limitations, where you'd like to be. And remember all of your gifts. Remember all that you love, how much you love to give and to do things. And you can start the baby steps by doing things that you love to do, like dancing. You like to dance?
I do.
Yeah, I saw you. That's why I said that. So,
I haven't in quite a while, but yes.
all right. So, you know what? Even if you start by putting a YouTube of dancing and just start move your
Mhm.
and just, I want you to feel that joy in your heart. That's what I'm going for. Okay. Because once you're in the joy in your heart and you start doing things physically for your body, it will empower you to move physically in your life.
Yes. That's who I was.
Exactly.
And that person is just taken.
Not who
I'm
you
sorry?
were. That's who you are. You still are.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
you just put a curtain and you decided to. We all play small. I've done it so many times.
I've said that so many times. Like, I'm the person who is always behind the person on the stage behind the curtain. And so that's when you said curtain, that is so true. I've always felt like I'm the one peeking around the curtain.
But let me say something. You're so gorgeous, and you have, and I'm not talking only physical look, I'm talking about your bright light. You are a
Mm-hmm.
bright light, and you're the one that has the power behind the person in front of the curtains. So, can you move the curtains? Can you actually visualize moving the curtains and stepping out? And even if you have one person in front of you, so you're not intimidated, then you increase it to 2 and to 3, but start visualizing it, okay? Because you are, oh my God, I wish I could show you what I see, the light that you are.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right.
I am assuming this resonated with you.
Definitely. Without a doubt.
Good. I can't wait to see what comes for you. So thanks for
Thank
being
you.
awesome. I just love this. Guys, I want to put the link here for the program because I want to emphasize about the session inside of this program. There's a 30-minute session. You just talked to Deborah for maybe 3-4 minutes. And the amount of clarity that she got, like going forward in that amount of time, is ridiculous. It's just, I'm so excited to see where she goes with that because, and the other part of it, you talked to Maureen before that, you're able to go into the body and see what the body, like, I guess I'm bringing this up because of the diversity of these sessions and the directions that you can go. Because for each one of us, it's not necessarily like a generic, let's go clear out blocks. Like it's so much more than that. For somebody, it's going to be a health issue. For somebody else, it's going to be a visibility issue. There's just so many directions. And Sharon is one of the best. I can remember when you were on before, we talked about you as like a human x-ray machine because you really are. And I want to say that in a way that today it's even more clear to me because it's not just physical x-ray. Like it's emotional, it's not just health stuff, it's just a wide arrangement of stuff that Sharon really dives into. So I just want to make sure I point that out with these sessions because I don't think Sharon does sessions like this very often, especially at this price point. So if you're interested, please jump in with that. I posted the link. It's lifereawakened.com/Sharon25. And now I'll let you talk because I'm like blabbing away.
Thank you. Thank you for all you say. And I want to say that I do have an emotional connection to you and to this whole show. I don't do it with anybody else because honestly, it takes a lot of energy. I'm empathic and I don't disconnect from how I feel because I care for people too much. So I don't do it with anybody else. This is the only show that I do it with. It's just not worth it for me to spend so much of my energy for any amount of money like that. So I want to say that I love you, Gretchen, and thank you so much for doing this. I don't know if you wanted to, yeah, we're at 2 hours. There are a few questions here. I don't know if I will invite you if it's not anything like a whole bunch of things. If it's one question, I would invite you to write to me through through a Reawakened Show, and I will answer the 3 questions. Maybe we can know who it is. So if you write to me, because I don't want everybody writing. I'm going to take a picture so we'll know. Oh, it's all Sylvie.
Mel just said, I'm like you, I care too much and I'm so sensitive. Your speaking is so healing for me. Listening to you speak is very healing and soothing. So it's just like I remembered.
Thank you. Yeah,
I told you she's a sweetie, but she's also a powerhouse. We've seen it today as she works with people and as she really is able to go in there. And I love that you're also empowering everybody that you talk to with tools to take ownership. And this is what it doesn't all have to be like poof, something magical happens. We can add certain things to our life, to our body, which can change that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I give everything I do, I teach right away, because if I can help you get to your who you are, to your empowered self and heal everything, I don't want to talk to you again except to say how wonderful. So everything, I don't hold back. I don't think that I have these powers, so you have to talk to me. No. If I can help you and give you the tools, and when I bring my frequency, I make it easier for you to step into your frequency. That's what I do.
Oh, I love that. I
Thank
love it. All right, guys. So here's the link one more time, lifereawakened.com/Sharon25. Valerie says, thank you so much. What an amazing and uplifting call, putting the happy and joyful and healing into this brand new year. A love for all the callers too. Awesome. That really sums it up, Valerie. Thank you. Thank you for that. So
you.
guys, let's all show Sharon our love for being with us here with us today and sharing her love with us. We really appreciate you, Sharon, and have so much gratitude for everything that you do. Yes, Mel, we'll set up payment plans for you, Mel. We'll put them on the page, but just know that you'll take the session after the final payment, but everything else you'll have access to. So we can definitely do that. All right, my dear Sharon, thank you for being here and sharing this with us. We really appreciate you and everything that you do.
Thank you, Gretchen. And I want to take a moment to appreciate you and to tell you how much I love you. And you're so like easy and comfortable, and you make it so nice to all of you ladies that are on the call that are afraid to step out. Look, Gretchen makes it so easy. I'm not, I used to hide too. Remember? But the first time I got a call from when Iram was doing this, I was so scared that I fell, and I have a scar on my knee to remind me how fearful I was at that point to be in front of people. So
Wow.
way I have my own show and everything. So I'm telling you, baby steps. Just take baby steps and believe in yourself, because we can all do it.
Oh,
And thank you. I love you. Thank you so much.
you're so welcome. Thank you. I'm so happy that you were here and shared with us today. And I'm glad that you were comfortable. So really appreciate that. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye, Sharon. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.